I think taking the vaccination to the doorstep of people and the community is extremely important, and it can accelerate the vaccination drive multifold.
Namaskar and welcome to India Science. We are at the Fortis Memorial Research Hospital today and we bring to you the immunization drive. Joining me today in the vaccine rollout drive is my colleague Akshay Gauri. Hi Akshay.
Hi, a very good day to you.
So how do the numbers look here at Fortis while we speak?
Oh, the numbers I've heard are great. They're close to 600 today only.
So 600 vaccinations, and I believe last week there were a huge influx of people coming in for vaccination.
Close to 1,000.
Let's congratulate the Gurgaon administration for the work that they've done in vaccinating almost 86% of their population. Meanwhile, let's get you some glimpses. Come Akshay. So let's go towards the help desk. Namaste. सुबह से कितने लोग आए?
500-600 तक तो आ चुके हैं।
500-600 लोग आ गए. So Akshay, I think basically all logistics taken care of, and behind you I can see a wheelchair.
Yeah, right beside me is a wheelchair, as you can all see.
Wheelchair का काफी इस्तेमाल होता है यहाँ आए दिन. So this is state of the art hospital catering for the disabled as well. We take you further towards the vaccine drive. And talking to the Vice President Fortis Healthcare, with me is Ritu Garg. Many thanks for joining us, Ritu.
Thank you very much for inviting me here.
So Ritu, if we talk about your hospital, it is enviable faculty and state-of-the-art infrastructure. What are the important milestones, if I ask you?
Our aim is always to provide a comprehensive care to all our patients who come to us from across the borders, across Indian borders, as well as within India as well. Now, when COVID hit, it was a very difficult time, obviously, because we need to serve our patients and also cater to COVID together. And it did come with all of its challenges. We took our first patient in Fortis Gurgaon last year on 13th of April, if I remember very correctly. That was also the first Gurgaon patient of COVID who was diagnosed. Since then, it's been a long journey. We have learned a lot. We have learned to be agile, to manage the waves as they come, and also improve our processes in line with what to expect, when to escalate the infrastructure, and also train our staff to be able to always be prepared in case of any eventuality.
Absolutely, and here I must compliment you that you have the numbers are showing very well for Gurgaon, 86% vaccinations, and your outreach towards the RWA societies. How do you see that as a game changer as far as the vaccine drive is concerned?
I think that was the most important step, and I must be, compliment the district administration as well as the Chief Medical Officer of Gurgaon and the authorities here who have been very, very progressive about the vaccination program. I think Gurgaon was the first one to start these outreach, and we did our first RWA camp back in April when it was opened up for non-healthcare category. And I think taking the vaccination to the doorstep of people and the community is extremely important, and it can accelerate the vaccination drive multifold. What we also saw in Gurgaon at least is that many of the condominiums and the households came forward to vaccinate not only their families but also their helps and staff and the security guards and gardeners and everybody. So we have these communities which are fully vaccinated, or maybe more than 80%, 85% vaccinated holistically. Similarly, Gurgaon is also a hub of a lot of corporates. So we did a lot of corporate camps.
So if I talk about your healthcare facilities and your outreach to your, say, nursing assistant, ward boys, I'm sure the vaccines have been free for them.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. For the entire staff, we have vaccinated. We also run community programs with people where the vaccines are given free, and there are a lot of good Samaritans who have come forward to kind of participate in such drives. So we've done a couple of them as well in Manesar and otherwise.
And on that note, Ritu, thank you so much for joining us and speaking to us here at India Science and telling us about your various endeavors. More power to you, more power to Fortis.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
First of all, I'll begin with a myth which I had in my mind that, everybody was saying that, it will take a lot of, it requires a lot of time and it will take, I don't know how to, just go on the portal and apply everything. So he's my husband, he helped me out with everything. We just registered on the portal, and when we came to know that, in Fortis we can go and have this vaccination. So, it was a very good experience, because when I first time came, it was really hassle-free. Everything was properly channelized. The numbers were given to us, and accordingly, we were called according to that number one by one. Appreciate the doctor, because I was very scared with that injection. But she was really very good. She just said to me that take a deep breath and it's on. It was just one single shot and I was really very happy. And after that, these doctors took my all the vitals, like what was my oxygen level and heartbeat and pulse rate, everything. So that was quite synchronized, and I came to Indeed, I also came to know on that very day that I had this much BP and everything.
The process was very smooth, beginning from the CoWIN portal. So I was easily able to get registered there, and after the registration there was slight difficulty in taking slots there, but since we got some information that Fortis is giving a walk-in facility, so for the first dose we took that, and for the second dose we took a appointment on CoWIN itself, because now it is quite smoother.
Really, we can say yes, there are many in our own family. After taking my medicine, the first dose, I was telling everybody that you should also come. Everybody was asking questions, how are you feeling, what were the side effects, any pain or anything such kind. So I told that it is nothing like that, and a small symptom, like if you get injected there will be a little hand pain or something, but there's no need to be scared of it. So in our family we can say, most of the family and friends, they were asking questions from us. I think that government should take more steps to to just so, because there are so many myths. Indian people are really, everybody is not that so well educated in everything. So I think there should be more awareness programs, or the help of the NGOs or Nukkad Natak, whatever kind of things can be there, so that doctors or anybody or NGOs could come up to tell the people that there is no problem in taking medicines. Because even as I told you before, that even the educated in my family, educated friends and family members are little hesitant. So I think yes, there is a little more need of awareing people about what is vaccine, why we want to take it, why is it necessary even to take it.
हमारे आसपास के लोग कुछ बोलते हैं कि हमें वैक्सीन नहीं लगवाना है, तो मैं एक हेल्थ वर्कर हूँ, उसके लिए मैं यही बोलूँगी वैक्सीन लगवाना चाहिए. जितना वैक्सीन लग जाएगा उतना ही अच्छा है. सारा वैक्सीन अच्छा ही है वैसे तो, सारा वैक्सीन हम लगवा सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. कुछ लोग बोलते हैं कि हमें वैक्सीन नहीं लगवाना है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, सारा वैक्सीन लगवाना चाहिए, सब ठीक है. कुछ लोग यहाँ पे आके बोलते हैं कि मुझे दर्द तो नहीं होगा मैम, कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं होगा, तो ऐसा कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. थोड़ा हल्का सा दर्द होता है तो उसके लिए आप आइस पैक वगैरह भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं. ऐसा अभी तक तो किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुआ है. हमारे पास सेकंड डोज में लोग आते हैं तो किसी ने नहीं बताया है कि फर्स्ट में कोई प्रॉब्लम हुआ है. डोज लगाने से पहले हम उनका सेकंड डोज लगवाने आए तो पहले उनका सर्टिफिकेट देखती हूँ मैं कि कौन सा डोज लगवा रहे हैं. सर्टिफिकेट देखने के बाद हम उनको 30 मिनट कुछ ना खाने पीने के लिए बोलते हैं, 30 मिनट तक, और 20 मिनट यहाँ वेट करवाते हैं. उसके बाद वाइटल्स वगैरह चेक करके उन लोग को भेजते हैं. उसमें हम उनसे पूछते हैं कि आपको किसी चीज़ से कोई एलर्जी वगैरह तो नहीं है, कोई मेडिसिन कंटिन्यू तो नहीं लेते हैं, और वैक्सीन के बाद मास्क, सैनिटाइज़र सब कुछ यूज़ करने को उनसे बोलते हैं. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है सर. अगर सेकेंड डोज के बाद या फर्स्ट के बाद आप एक्सरसाइज करना चाहते हैं तो कर सकते हैं, उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. ज़्यादा एक्सरसाइज वगैरह नहीं करना है.
So it is the people
and our responsibility, because we have to learn the lessons from the second wave. And if we have not learned the lessons from the second wave, nobody is going to be blamed. It is to blame to ourselves. All the things that has happened in the first wave and the second wave, and how all the hospitals were filled, there were no beds or anything like that. So we need to learn from those experiences and need to move on, and that is the only way we can avoid the third wave.
सर देखिए कि जैसे फर्स्ट लहर आई थी उसके बारे में पहले से बता दिया गया था। सेकंड के बारे में ये बता दिया गया था कि जो पहली लहर है उससे ज़्यादा ख़तरनाक हो सकती है। वैसे हुआ भी है, तो इसको हम नज़रअंदाज नहीं कर सकते। इसको देखते हुए सर वैक्सीन जितनी ज़रूरत है उस हिसाब से मेरे को नहीं लगता कि वो अभी है। नहीं, बढ़ोतरी होनी चाहिए। अभी भी बहुत से लोग हैं जिन्होंने अभी तक वैक्सीन नहीं लगवाई है और अभी तक रिक्वायरमेंट के हिसाब पहुंच भी नहीं रही है। तो काफ़ी लोग वेट में हैं, वेट कर रहे हैं कि वैक्सीन अभी हमें लगवानी है, लेकिन उन तक नहीं पहुंच रही।
ये चीज़ें जो है ना, मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि पॉलिटिकल्स हैं, और इसके अंदर मेरे को तो 1% की प्रॉब्लम नहीं आई, मेरी वाइफ को नहीं आई, मेरे चिल्ड्रंस को नहीं आई, तो हाउ कैन आई बिलीव इट। मैं सॉरी, ये सिर्फ एक पॉलिटिकल स्टंट होता है जो आप किसी भी चीज़ को उड़ा देते हैं, और ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए। जो ये उड़ाता है उसको आप देखिए।
ये सच्चाई नहीं है, ये वहम है उनका, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है। मैंने भी 1 जुलाई को वैक्सीन लगवाई है, 1% भी मुझे कोई तकलीफ़ नहीं हुई, कोई फीवर वगैरह भी नहीं हुआ, और बिल्कुल भी महसूस नहीं हुआ, किसी तरह की वीकनेस भी नहीं हुई। तो ऐसा उनका वहम है। वैक्सीन लगवाने से ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं होगा, कोई तकलीफ़ नहीं होगी। हो सकता है फीवर हल्का फुल्का आ जाए, लेकिन उनके साथ वो ट्रीटमेंट देते हैं, टेबलेट्स देते हैं, अगर वो लेते हैं तो ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं होगा। ये उनका बिल्कुल मन से वहम निकालना चाहिए, बैन निकालना चाहिए। ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है, उन्हें वैक्सीन लेनी चाहिए ताकि हम कोरोना पर विजय पा सकें। सर रजिस्ट्रेशन करवाने में फ़र्स्ट टाइम थोड़ा सा शेड्यूल उनका बिजी था, वैक्सीन कम आ रही थी, उस टाइम प्रॉब्लम हुई थी, जल्दी से रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं हो रहा था, लेकिन बाद में आसानी से हो गया था और हमें वैक्सीन भी मिल गई थी।
We are very glad to have with us today Dr. Vikas Dua, Head Pediatric Hematology, Oncology and Bone Marrow Transplant at the Fortis Memorial Research Hospital, Gurgaon. Many thanks for joining us today, Vikas ji. So my first question to you is, why do you think the Delta variant now, or the Delta Plus variant now that we are seeing, is so worrisome?
So whenever we talk about any infection or maybe a viral process, we need to understand that if a mutation happens, if that strain actually changes, if that changes, then it might be more virulent, it might be unresponsive to the normal medicines which are being used. And I think that's the reason somehow Delta variant or Delta Plus variant looks like more virulent or unresponsive to the standard therapies which are being used for COVID-19 infection.
And that means it makes it even more transmissible, and people need to be really adhering to norms and not throwing caution to the wind and all of that.
Undoubtedly, yes.
I would like to ask you now, you're a specialist as far as children are concerned. A lot of experts have been saying that the onset of the third wave could perhaps see more children. Why is that?
So probably people who are less than 18 years of age, or if we talk about children, they might have not received vaccination by that point of time if the third waves come. So that might be the reason that these kids might be at a higher risk of getting COVID infection as compared to other people.
So Dr. Dua, you've done more than 800 plus transplants, and you're known in history as one of the very, very few surgeons who've been able to manage such successful figures in India. So I would like to ask you now, as far as thalassemia, which is a grave concern and has been very central to your heart right from the beginning, how do you see those patients and COVID together?
So let me tell all the viewers who are listening to us that thalassemia is a genetic problem in which a baby gets blood transfusion from 6 months of age, and the permanent cure for thalassemia is a bone marrow transplant. But till that time comes, you need monthly blood transfusion but because of the, I would say, COVID-19 infection, the lockdowns and other issues, there was actually shortage of blood. People were not really coming out to donate blood, and that's why it was challenging for us and other transplant physicians and other hematologists to arrange blood for these unlucky kids who have got thalassemia.
Dr. Dua, we're talking about vaccines, and it has come to light that as India is green lighting other vaccines like the Nod 2, Sputnik V or Pfizer, what is your take about mixing Indian vaccines with these?
I think all the vaccines are effective. It is important for a person to take these vaccines rather than thinking of which one is better. So if you ask me, I feel all these vaccines are effective provided you take that early.
And what about booster shots? Do you think we
So there are quite a number of diseases for which boosters are important. We are not very sure at the present moment of time whether boosters are going to help for patients who have taken initial course of vaccine. But if you ask me, as my gut feeling, I feel that you may require booster, and that might increase your immunity for a longer time.
And on that note, many thanks for joining us today and sharing your thoughts with us. More power to you, more power to Fortis. And in the end, I'd like to send that message to all of you from us at India Science. Vaccines save lives. So vaccinate, vaccinate, vaccinate and take that jab, India. With this is a wrap on this immunization drive conducted here at the Fortis Memorial Research Hospital, Gurgaon. Many thanks for watching. Namaskar.